What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Mike, and today's video is going to be on the Week 3 must-add players. It's crazy to think that we're already in Week 3, but I have 6 players in this video that I want you guys to be rostering going into Week 3, depending on your league size. Before we get into this video, make sure you follow us on Twitter at fantasy_puck. We're getting very close to 1,000 followers, so thank you so much for the support over there. Make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we do want to announce a new sponsor to the channel, Prize Picks. They will match 100% of your deposit up to $100 using code PUCK. So click that link in our description, head over to Prize Pick, use code PUCK, and get a $100 deposit match. Guys, make sure you join our Discord. It's growing so fast and there's so many knowledgeable people in there. We'll answer all of your questions. I'm in there very often. You'll see me as FP Mike. If you want to just have a chat about hockey or anything hockey related, do that in the Discord. And we do have an exciting announcement for November. We will be releasing next week. We're trying to raise some money for a great cause and see who will have a better mustache between me and Chris at the end of November. Leave your guesses in the comments below. Without further ado, let's jump into the Week 3 must-add players video. The first must-add player going into Week 3 in those 12-team leagues or more is Jake Debrusk of the Boston Bruins. I was amazed to see, looking into his numbers, he has a 17.86 shots per 60 rate, the second best in the league, behind only his teammate David Pastrnak. He's averaging 17 minutes and 38 seconds average time on ice on the first line and power play 1. But if you do adjust his time on ice, because he did get injured in Game 1, he's averaging 19 minutes and 30 seconds in the Boston top 6 and on that lethal Boston top power play unit. This is a great time to add Debrusk. In preseason, I loved him. He was part of my must-own sleepers video. For the reason being, he's going to be playing with Marchand and Bergeron. Marchand is due back in a few weeks. He's skating with a non-injured jersey. When Marchand's back, he's going to play that left wing, fill in for Zaka in the top 6, play with Bergeron, and then Debrusk is going to be their right winger. When the 3 are healthy and all playing together, Debrusk's value is going to go up a bunch, making this a perfect time to add him. Loved him in preseason. I still do. And in 12-team leagues or more, he's definitely worth an add. I picked him up in all the leagues he was available if he wasn't already owned. Jake Debrusk, add him to your roster. Moving on, if some of you know that I used to love to play DFS or Daily Fantasy Sports, Dominik Kubalik was such a frustrating player when he was on the Chicago Blackhawks. He had a really big down year last year after a 30-goal season, and he has a really good shot rate. But with Jacob Vrana's unfortunate leave of absence, Dominik Kubalik is now playing on the top line and the power play 1, which is very important for his upside. Last 2 games, 19 minutes and 4 seconds average time on ice, 60 minutes and 33 seconds average time on ice. This is since Vrana left the team, so the first line minutes and power play 1 minutes are definitely showing in his average time on ice. He was 4th for forwards in average time on ice last game. If this is any indication of what's to come, you're going to get a top 6 player on a very good Detroit team. They haven't looked the best early on, but you have to keep in mind that they have a bunch of new faces. Once this team starts to build chemistry, they're going to be very good. He has a solid 8.5 shot per 60 shot volume, not really close to Debrusk's 17 per 60 shot volume, but 8.5 is still above league average. And now that he's getting more minutes, we're probably going to see a higher shot total. Line 1, power play 1. I think any player that has that designation is definitely worth owning in 12 plus team leagues. For Kubalik's case, we haven't really seen enough yet. So I think in 14 plus team leagues, he's definitely worth a roster spot. He was a former 30 goal scorer when he was playing with Patrick Kane. The Patrick Kane effect is definitely a thing. But now I'm interested to see how he does with Dylan Larkin and David Perron on that Detroit Red Wings top line. He's 14% rostered on Yahoo, meaning in 14 plus team leagues, he's likely available on your waiver wire. Make sure you add Kubalik permanently until we get more updates on Vrana's leave of absence. Oh, the Red Wings fans must be pumped right now. I got another Detroit Red Wing that I think is a must-add player in 14 plus team leagues. And this is Filip Hronek of the Detroit Red Wings. So, I have seen some panic about Moritz Seider early on here. It looks like Hronek is playing on that Red Wings power play 1. But I think you were drafting Seider to give you the hits, blocks, shots, upside. And I'm not really worried. I did look into last game. It looked like they did have a split power play unit. Hronek played 4 minutes. Seider played 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So I'm not entirely sure what's happening there. But right now, if Hronek is playing in the top 4 and on the power play 1 in 14 plus team leagues, he's definitely worth a roster spot. So he does have average peripherals, but you're not really picking up Hronek for the peripherals. He's more like a Kalen Addison type of guy who's going to give you assists, plus minus, maybe some goals, but the power play points is where I'm really excited about him. So I am looking for 23 plus minutes. Last game he played 22:46. The game before he played 23 minutes, right on the dot. If he continues to play 23 plus minutes and it's something we're going to monitor, he's worth a roster spot in all leagues. Filip Hronek, Detroit Red Wings. My Detroit fans are very happy to see his name up here. Moving on, we have Vladislav Namestnikov. I honestly couldn't fit his name up here, and the Tampa Bay logo was super dark and you couldn't really see it, so I had to do this little ugly backdrop there, but he is the next player on this list. He's getting top 6 minutes right now and is playing with Steven Stamkos. Now, there were a bunch of line changes in Tampa's last game. I mean, I feel like they're kind of panicking early on here, but it looks like he is playing with Killorn and Stamkos in the early going, and he has taken over Killorn's spot on the top power play unit. Now, this Tampa power play unit is nothing to mess with. They have the most goals in the league right now, tied with Colorado Avalanche with 7 goals. We all know Steven Stamkos has been scoring nonstop on that top power play unit. And they have the 3rd most power play goals as a team since 2020. Namestnikov's minutes are climbing. He's played 12 minutes, 14, and then 15 going into last game. There's lots of upside if his minutes continue to rise. And in this role in the top 6, playing with a very hot Steven Stamkos and on a very hot top power play unit. In 14 plus team leagues, he should be available at just 4% ownership on Yahoo, especially in 16 team leagues. If you can add a guy on a very good Tampa Bay top 6 and top power play unit, he is definitely worth a roster spot. You knew it was going to be in here. You knew Brandon Montour was going to be part of this video, but I have reasoning behind it. I do. He's healthy now, and I think his injury was the reason why he's only 21% rostered on Yahoo. Any guesses at Gustav Forsling's ownership? 70%, 50% less than Montour, and he's not even the number 1 defenseman on the team. Montour is the clear number 1 guy there right now. Ekblad is on the long-term IR, out a minimum of 10 games. We do know with Ekblad's injury history, 10 games can mean 20 games, 20 games can mean 40 games. You don't really know how long he's going to be out for. They did say it was short-term, but for these 10 games, Montour is worth a roster spot. 23 minutes and 19 seconds average time on ice, a 6-minute bump from 2021. Going into the season, I was really hyped about Forsling, and, I still do like him, but I didn't really expect Montour to get such a big jump. He had 2 assists in last night's game. Our Discord was going crazy. Everyone added Montour before the game. We knew he was healthy, but he's not on the top power play unit right now, so that is a little bit worrisome. I don't know fully what they're trying to do there. They are playing a 5-man power play one, a 5-forward power play one. Hornquist is playing the net front. Bennett's out there too. So, I mean, we're going to want to monitor this. If Montour does get that power play 1 spot, I mean, he becomes easily a top 15 defenseman, especially with these minutes. But there is massive upside in his current role. We do know this Florida team thrives on their offense. Their defense are pretty weak right now, so Montour is going to have to take a big step. In 12-plus team leagues at just 21% ownership, Montour should be available. Make sure you add him. There shouldn't be too much to worry about with this injury. We are going to monitor it, but he did play last game. If you're in the Discord and you're watching this video, make sure you leave a comment to laugh at how much we love Brandon Montour in there. I finally have a starting goalie that I can recommend for you guys to add. Mackenzie Blackwood of the New Jersey Devils, one of the more controversial goalies in the league, but he does look to be the starter on this New Jersey Devils team that personally I think is very good, and I will get into their numbers, which actually shocked me quite a bit. He had a brutal year last year, COVID. He wasn't vaccinated, so there were a bunch of issues going on there with the team. He didn't report to camp, and he did deal with a little bit of a neck injury. I was trying to look into a little bit why he missed so much time, but there was just so many different things. This is his year to bounce back. The Devils are amazing. I mean, you can see the 3 question marks I put there. I went and looked into their team stats. They are first for Corsi for percentage. They are first for shots for percentage, 160 shots for in 4 games and just 80 shots against. Now, this could be indicative of the teams they're playing against, but they are far and away the best offensive team right now, and they're actually defending very good. So, some of the people are saying that Jack Hughes is struggling early on. He is actually dominating. His line is dominating, and his team is dominating right now. It's just a matter of some puck luck. They have just 12 goals in their first 3 games and a 17.52 expected goals for as a team. I mean, if this Devils team continues to be really good, and I know I haven't talked about Blackwood too much, the goalies success is dependent on their team's success. If the team is good in front of them, the goalie will be good. So you're able to get Blackwood at just 10% ownership on Yahoo. That is playing behind a very good Devils team. So in 12 plus team leagues, it's definitely worth adding Blackwood. He's just 25 years old. He has one of the higher upsides in terms of goaltending. I'm adding Blackwood in all 12 team leagues if he's available. That will do it for the week 3 must add players video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.